It's Greater Goals Lifestyle, Guy and Gia.
Yeah, Guy and Gia.
And today we got a special guest,
Yeah.
Kasual.
Hot, what up, man?
Definitely, you've done a lot. There's a lot we got to talk about. I kind of watch your growth, so we could probably take it from the beginning.
It's been a long.
My wife doesn't really know as much as I do. So
Gotcha.
I was gonna say let's start off from the very get go, okay? Because I saw some music videos.
You want to start from
YouTube.
my mom's womb? How far back? How far back?
Yeah, I want to
talking?
hear all about the birth canal. Was it natural or did you know?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I kind of showed her some of the older stuff. Well, not even all the way far back, but a lot of stuff with I guess the 2Fs and everything like that.
Yeah.
The stuff you was doing with Ty and Swagger Bob and that whole era.
Man, that took me back too. Like that was like 10 years ago.
It's about 10 years ago, definitely.
Damn, niggas is old, boy.
Wow. You know what I was telling her too? It's like I look at everything you guys were doing then, and it's like y'all was so ahead of your time. Like the
content creation,
comedy skits,
yeah, the content,
the clothing,
bro,
before all the stuff was really necessary.
I know.
Back then, you would have had.
I know.
Things.
I know we would have went viral like a million times over. Like a lot of times though, that's how it happens. Like when and you guys know because you created a podcast called Greater Goals, and when your vision is so vivid, like you already know what like needs to happen and shit, right? Like, and people kind of look at you like you crazy, like us doing like a bunch of those skits and just like creating all this content like week after week. People really didn't know what the fuck we were doing, but like I already knew where the music industry was going just because I was like sitting and I was there, and then it didn't really translate to success for the masses, but like the people that know or always shout me out. They're like, yo, you was on that wave like a decade ago. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
definitely,
it's one of those things that was like great times, like in my life. That was like bad times, but it was also great times because like I got to link with your family, and those are memories like that I got with those guys that I could never ever give back. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
On that note, how did you two actually meet?
So I linked with this kid named Tarek. And is Tarek your cousin?
Yeah, that's my cousin.
So I linked with.
We just saw him not too long ago in Brooklyn too.
So the last time I saw Tarek was in December. He came to Long Island for like a day or some shit, and he stopped by my house. But long story short, I was making music. I signed Tarek as an artist, and we were just cooking music up. And then he introduced me to you, and Bunchy, and then we just kind of just like clicked up. You know what I mean? Like I always fuck with like real individuals. I always know like I could walk in a room and within 30 seconds. I know if I fuck with somebody. I know if I don't fuck with them. I know if I don't want to be bothered with them. I know if I'm gonna have like a long term. I just know. And when I do, it was just nothing but love. Like I never felt no weird, funny shit. You know what I mean? Like so, I was just like, yeah, this is good people. So and I trusted Tarek like like my life. So anybody that he brought to in my world, I at least gave them an opportunity to be like, all right, let me rock with them. And you was just always solid. I can't say that about everybody in this shit, but like for you and Bunchy, like I always got nothing but great vibes from y'all. So we just rocked.
Definitely, a feeling's mutual. But I'm gonna take it a little further back. Where I first used to bump into you was Sebastian.
Oh,
rest in peace.
Wow.
Set
it off. Yeah,
Set it off.
Rest in peace, Set, man. For people that don't know, like Set was a self-made millionaire.
Yes.
He actually got it out the mud, and he was the first person that ever like really like believed in me and put his money where his mouth was. You know what I mean? Like that before I ever had a record deal, before I had anything going on, he put I remember I woke up one day, this is no bullshit, like I was working like a bullshit job And he said, quit that job. And in my head, I'm like, I was like, yo, that should sound good. But like, you don't want to quit a job and some motherfucker telling you like, yo, you're going to be straight for life. Quit that job. But something made me believe him, man. I quit my job, and the next day, I think I had $35 or $37,000 in my bank. Like he lined me up, bro. Like, nigga was like, yo, pay your rent for the next 6 months. I don't want you to do nothing but fucking make music and blow this shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's how dedicated.
Yeah.
And you know, that was bro. That was so long ago.
That was back. You know, I didn't really know Set like that, but I was dealing with a couple of guys in Queens that were real cool with him. They were club owners, and he used to come through and just show love to everybody.
Set, in the grand scheme of things, Set is a legend. Like, I don't think people like, you know, like, people don't get to meet everybody. Like, when you hear about legends and you like see like on the internet, you'll see like the Wolf of Wall Street, that dude, right? You see all these dudes that get movies made after them and shit like that. Bro, Set was a legend. Like, I'm telling you, like, that dude was so special. Like, he did shit for people that was just unheard of. You know what I mean? Like, he made a lot of money, but he was never the person that like flaunted it in front of you unless he was involving you, and not just like popping bottles with him and shit like that. I'm talking like actually give you funds for your fucking account. You know what I mean? Like, he, like, if you told him you wanted to start a business and it made sense, he would invest in that shit. Not even because he believed in it, but because you believed in it. You know what I mean?
So, yeah, definitely. So it was like weird because I'm not sure if I seen you. I think it was a party in Long Beach that Set was having that. I went with somebody, and then I would see you around in Huntington. Yep. And then my cousin was telling me about the whole Flow Rider and all this stuff that was going on. So
yeah,
people don't really know your history and a lot of things that you've done. You know, you're very modest.
Yeah, you know, honestly, bro, you know why, man? Because nobody gives a fuck. Like obviously people care, like, you know, like people that are close to you, but like, we live in a world where that's like, what are you currently doing? You know what I'm saying? So like, for me to go back and be like, oh, you know, I had this crazy record deal with Def Jam and Khaled, to, oh, you know, I flew private with Scott Storch, and we, you know what I mean? Like, nobody gives a fuck. That was 15 years ago. It's like, what are you currently doing to make a change? What are you doing to build your legacy today? That's like, you know, like, everybody forgets like all the legends, right? Like even like Michael Jordan, like that shit, like, people are saying like, oh, this dude is the GOAT. This dude is the GOAT, just because of memory. Like, they don't remember, or nor do they give a shit. But you got to continue to be great even after you're great. You know what I mean? Like Michael Jordan owning the NBA team and then having his sneakers still doing so well. So he's always going to be a fixture in pop culture. And that's like, for me, I'm like, I don't really want to. It is modest, but it's like, you know what? That shit happened. It came, it went. I got the accolade for it. Now what am I going to do? Like, what's the next thing I can do on my list of life goals? You feel what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So that's where I get that from.
Definitely.
Yeah, I definitely do believe, though, in a time and days where we're in, and I think a lot of celebrities are doing it more and more now, like a Will Smith or whatever, where people always see what's happening right now and where people are successful, but I think people are more and more like relating to the journey of how you actually got there.
I mean, the journey, that for me, that's everything. Like, the reason why I'm able to stay above water in the world is because of everything that I went through in the past and like all my experiences. So like, my journey is the reason why I'm able to have success today, because if I didn't like have all of those past things happen to me, like losing my record deal, fucking going broke and having to go get another regular job, like if all of those things wouldn't have happened to me, I wouldn't have been able to like be successful now or know how to deal with any kind of adversity. You know what I mean? So like, for
fail forward, right?
So like, you know, like Will Smith, I see like Will Smith, like all of the old legends. Like, when I look at those dudes, I already see that they've done in their life, and I'm not Will Smith. You know, like, people don't know, like, I'm fucking Cash. I'm not Will Smith, but like, in a sense, like, I've been in the music industry now like 20 years, and I'm like, bro, like the shit that I was doing with guys cousin and all that shit. That shit helped me. It helped mold me into like kind of like this kind of entrepreneur dude that I am now, because we was doing all that shit with crumbs. I was damn near, you know, I was paying for everybody back then. You know what I mean? Like I got broke. I was broke about 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I had motherfuckers on payroll and I didn't even have no money. Like it was crazy.
When you went through those times where you were broke and you like lost everything, or you like took a really big risk and then it didn't work out, like what was that thing that kept you going?
Yeah, honestly, it was just the love of music. Like a lot of people don't know this, and I don't even know if Tarek told you this, but like my stepdad was he was Big Daddy Kane's road DJ. And so when I was like a real little kid, I used to go to these shows, and Big Daddy Kane was doing shows, but then he was coming right back, because I lived in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Like he was coming right fucking back to the hood doing what the fuck he did. Like he wasn't rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like I always knew like, yo, listen, he does that shit because he loves what he does. He loves music, and he's an icon for that. So for me, it's like I was broke. I'll never forget, like I was in my mom's basement sleeping on her couch wearing $100,000 necklace because nobody know my car got repoed and I couldn't afford my rent no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I had all this jewelry and shit, like, and I was like at my mom's crib. You know what I'm saying? Like me and like it was some crazy times, but I always knew if I just stuck to the vision, it was gonna pay off. So I, you know, like I ran through so much fucking money, you know, jewelry, cars, cribs. Like none of that shit ever mattered to me, because I always knew like I'm gonna always stay relevant, because I have a ear and I have a knack for talent. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I could recall I can't remember the name, but you basically had the video that you did, the black and white video when you throw the chain and all of that.
Let me tell you something. That was my biggest regret in life. Right, like at that time, like I was beefing with Set and Set It Off, and Khaled and Rick Ross. I was mad at all of them because I felt like they just abandoned me. You know what I mean? Like I don't even know if Tarek told you that I caught a gun charge, which is a whole nother situation. But I caught a gun charge, and I was fighting, and during that time, like nobody wanted to fuck with me on the music side because like it was bad for business. You know what I mean? Like they didn't want to get mixy.
You were like,
it was all kind of crazy shit. And then like nobody, you know, my brother coughed up. I forgot how much he paid. I think he paid like 50 stacks for this case for me. You know what I mean? But like everybody else abandoned me. So I was like, fuck, Set It Off, fuck, like I was talking crazy, and I was drinking every night. So like we shot the video. And I remember being so mad. I'm like, yo, I'm never gonna wear this fucking chain again. And I was like, I wanna get y'all throwing it in the garbage. You know what I mean? And we shot that, and I took off the chain, I threw it in the garbage, and then that day, Set emailed me because I blocked his number and all that shit. He emailed me and was just like, man, after everything I've done for you, you could have said fuck my mother. You could have said whatever you said, but he said watching that when the video came out, he said watching that like broke his heart. You know what I'm saying? He was just like, man, because I just always loved you. And that shit, I remember feeling like a fucking, like a penny. I was like, yo, I felt so bad as a human. And, you know, luckily we reconciled before he passed away. But like to this day, anytime like people still hit me up like, yo, that was legendary. You threw the fucking $100,000 chain in the garbage. I'm like, every time I hear that, I get sad. I'm like, damn, because all I remember is like the email, like, set, like, love you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, I'm a piece of garbage. I'm a piece of shit, but like, you know, that was all trials and tribulations, man. Like those were crazy days.
Yeah, we all go through it. I'm saying from there, it's like, you know, I feel like you had a slow start, and you know, I've always been watching you. I always had a feel for everything you guys were doing. Even that there was the one kid that I ended up meeting that we sat down, and he was like always holding you in regards. And I listened to this kid spit bars, and I was like, you got it. And you know, that's Young Mel.
Man, rest in peace, Young Mel. You know what's crazy too? Like I don't want to make it like I'm like a fucking Chicago drill rapper, like around me dies. You know what I'm saying? It's so weird because like Mel was another one. You know, he got, you know, they took his life a little too early. Rest in peace. But like he was my I was set to him. You feel what I'm saying? Like I love that kid so much that like we even had a falling out about music, right? And like he was on some like fuck cash shit for a little while, right? But like I always just genuinely loved him. Even when I heard like he was mad at me because like I was like wasn't fucking with him on the music shit for a little while. Like I just loved him more than just like music. You know what I'm saying? Like there was something special about him. And everybody knew it. You know what I'm saying? And I put my name on the line for Young Mel as like the best rapper. Like he was a lot better than me. You know what I mean? Like when you see somebody young, they just better and you just know. Mm-hmm. And I was like, damn, he's better than me. He's gonna do such amazing things. And his life got cut short, 21. It was just sad shit, man. I think Young Mel right now would have been the best, one of the best artists coming out of New York. He would have been in that handful of people. So sad shit.
Yeah, I was telling her that too before. I felt the same way.
Rest in peace, Young Mel, man. That's my heart. I got the tattoo, so every time I get out the shower and I'm putting my lotion on, I got my nigga on my arm. I'm like, what up, boy? It's still to this day, man. Like that shit still like fucks me up.
That's dope.
All good though.
Speaking of New York artists, like what are some of the people right now you feel that are like that fresh new talent you feel could be going places?
So I don't listen to like local. I mean New York as a whole, yeah, but like got like I can't even tell you a Long Island rapper. I had a pretty cool relationship with Pop Smoke. I don't know if people know that, but I was actually in LA with Pop Smoke before the day he passed. We were in LA together and stuff, but I thought he was going to be the next thing, like he was like, he reminded me of 50 Cent a lot. There's a lot, New York, like it's just like Pennsylvania, like there's people that are fire, right? Like, but like how many people know? You know what I mean? Like it's all a matter of like how they can get their name out there. So I've been checking for like a couple of like up and coming artists. I worked with a kid named Fabio Foreign. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but he has a record called Big Drip that it was big. It was like it went gold, and he's talented. There's so many talented people, but I kind of like left hip hop a little. Fuck with hip hop, but I like business wise. I kind of jumped the border and went more to like the pop world, just because that's where the money.
Right. I see a lot of.
Oh
Disney,
yeah. Oh man,
right?
Disney is my people. Shout out to everybody at Disney. Honestly though, like think about it, like a dude like me who came and grew up in the hood, right? Like I grew up in the middle of the slum, like even.
Right, the dude with the gun charges and throwing
right?
chains in the garbage, and
you can't make that shit up. So like the first time I ever had a meeting with Disney, I'm sitting in a boardroom with execs. Like these are the Disney executives, like, and they're like,
were you like, if you keep it real, were you nervous?
Nah, you know why I wasn't nervous? I wasn't nervous because like I was more uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Because it's like they weren't in my environment.
You were not in your
usual
you know what
I'm saying?
Like
it wasn't my environment. So but at the end, they told me what they were trying to do with this movie, and they said, "What do you think?" And like me, I'm like, I'm gonna talk to these people like how I would talk to y'all or Young Mel or anybody else. I'm like, yo, that shit is super soft. That shit was like, whatever they played me was weak, and I was like, yo, y'all gotta come harder than that. And they.
What movie was
it was a movie called The Descendants. So basically they wanted to like urbanize it a little bit. Like they wanted the kids to be a little tougher and rougher, right? So like they brought me in to kind of like coordinate the music, and it was crazy for me because I'm like, yo, I need these kids if they're gonna be rapping on some shit, they gotta be fire, right? Like, no, I don't give a fuck if it's Disney or not. Like, it's gotta be dope. So like it was just a crazy connection. And then Disney rocked with me. We had a hit with the Descendants series, and then it moved on to the other Disney shit, and then I started managing a couple of the Disney artists, and
So how did that particular thing come about, that you actually even got the meeting with Disney, and that they, you know what I mean, came to you like, can you like do something.
So what happened? How it happened was, I was, as God knows, like I stopped rapping myself because once you get a certain age, you got to be like, this shit is for me or it ain't for me. You know what I mean? Like I could have been the 40-year-old rapping in the hood, right? But I was just like, you know what? I got to bust a different play. So
like you're going to be Jay-Z
exactly,
or
like
not? Rapping when you're like 60.
Listen, I'm not even mad when I see motherfuckers that got like kids and shit to do or supposed to be at work and they just on the block or they putting out their tape. I salute them because I'm like, yo, man, you better than me. Because I was like, yo, I gotta make some fucking money off of this, so I'm gonna have to do something else. So I jumped into the music industry more behind the scenes. I started writing for other artists. I got a job. I got an A&R job at a record label, making bullshit money. But from there, I met a couple of people that was like, yo, you might be able to bust a play with Disney. And the rest is history. I flew to LA and sat down with them. And then now they're family. You feel what I'm saying? Like Disney, I talk to them every day, which is.
Yeah, that was a great accomplishment coming from where
you feel me, bro?
You come from and taking it there. Like that's amazing.
And I never forget, like my artist performed at the Disney Awards, and I'll never forget. I was standing on the stage, and at that same time, my mom texted me, like didn't know what I was doing or nothing. She texted me and said she was proud of me, and then I'm on the stage at the Radio Disney fucking Awards. And I was actually with Janet Jackson, and I literally was about to cry. I didn't cry, but like I wanted to cry because it was just like, how the fuck did I end up here? Like I'm talking to Janet Jackson right now, and I'm just a nigga from Brooklyn / Long Island, and I don't know how all of this shit happened. I have no idea, bro.
So let me ask you: do you think that back then, in Hop Hog in the basement recording and all of that, did you see this? Is this something that you could foresee, that you could even dream of happening, or something you work towards, or something that just totally
I always knew,
surprise?
like I always had like y'all would say, I always had greater goals, right? Like so, like I never didn't think I was gonna be successful. Like I always knew, like, because I'm a motherfucker that like I will not stop until I penetrate. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like one of those dudes that's like I don't try some shit, fail, and then be like, oh, that wasn't for me. You know what I mean? What I do is like I try different things. I make different plays. Like I'm never somebody that's just like, yo, I couldn't have seen this all coming, because believe it or not, I'm at like 10% of what I'm gonna do for the world, or the impact that I'm gonna make. I haven't even made yet. You feel what I'm saying? Now that I got to sit in with bigger decision makers and I can more share a vision, and I'm trying to create my own Disney movie. You know what I mean? Like I'm not stopping. Like I was in a meeting with Bob Iger, who is the fucking CEO of Disney. I'm like, I can get here, I can pitch a movie. I could, what I'm saying? Like, so there's no limits to what this shit is gonna do. And so yeah, I did see the shit coming.
Nah, that's great. It's always said that if you could envision it and you could see it, then
it's already there.
Really nothing that could really stop.
Like that because
you're
an entrepreneur yourself. You know how much work and how much effort and how much shit you put into something that you want to do, and when you half step some shit, right? So like when you get the results, like, damn, I put all this work in, I had better gotten those results, right? Like, so that's just like the world that we in. It's like everything that we do, you either benefit for it or you fucked up, but whatever it is, but it's like all on you. So like I knew I was going to do this shit. How? I didn't know how, but
So at this point, I hear you got a little one in the background, huh?
Crazy right now, bro. Like it's been, how long has it been? We've been sitting in this fucking. My son is a savage. My son. So my daughter is gonna be 5 next month, and my son is 2. But my.
Yeah,
you already know. Like, is it the terrible 2s, or is it the sweet 2?
Yes and no. She's like a Sour Patch Kid. Like she'll be like super sour, like throwing fits, and if it doesn't go her way, she'd be on some diva shit. and then she be the sweetest kid ever, just like hugging you and loving you, and then she throws something at you.
So she regular bad, like that's just like kids being kids. My son on a whole nother level. Like he's on the like get a plastic bat and see if he can inflict some damage. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a whole nother different type of savage. Like my daughter be like, yo, get this nigga away from me before he ends up taking the eye out or something. Like she'd be like, he's too rough. But I love it though.
I think that's something else I always commend you on is the family thing, you know, like family life balance. You always, you know, always show your family like there for your family. Like you could tell that especially with your first daughter, I see you go through it and how much it meant to you.
Crazy.
You know, through that whole process.
For me, it's like, I mean? That's all you have, you know, because like all of this shit, all this shit fake, right? Like the whole music industry shit, like the people that you call your, like, well, that shit fake. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's like when you go home to your family and you deal with the real issues and the real problems, that's the shit that matters, right? Like, so like all the other shit that you deal with and the people that you deal with, like the reality is they're not going to fucking be around until the very end. You know what I mean? So like, I already know that, like, I'll do like, you know, I travel a lot. So I'm like always in LA and I'm always moving and shit. So like, I can't wait to get home to the people that know me best. And I know when I walk in the door and they hug me, it's genuine and not some old funny shit. Like, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, all the people that you're with right now that are wearing sweatpants with you and smelling your funk.
Y'all going through it, right? Like y'all right there.
Still love you with all the
y'all
hair
going
on
through
your
it.
face.
Y'all right there.
Oh yeah. We're over here making the best of it. You know, I just helped her color her hair with Kool-Aid.
I'm literally sitting here right now with a plastic garbage bag on my head as
y'all might gotta do y'all might need a YouTube channel, man.
Oh, we working on all of that. I think that's been our quarantine mission is just to build our family brand and go to the podcast, the YouTube, you know, just figure
Listen, once all this kind of comes to an end, I'll be more than happy to assist in getting you guys some dope people that could help move your podcast. You know, get a couple of celebrity interviews and all of that shit. I'll help, no problem.
Oh, we would totally appreciate that. That would be awesome.
I'm one.
I know he's been inviting us to come down to the office. It's just we haven't been able to get down there yet.
See, from now on, when you do stuff like that,
I know. Because Hood, listen, I always extend a hand to people that I fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know where we could help you, but like, there's always something. Like, I'm dealing with so many different things and so many different elements. Like, you know, like I'm working with the NBA heavy right now. Doing some shit with them and like, so like my boy just hit me up and he just so happens to be cool with one of the players on the Sixers. So I just lined them up with a cool branding opportunity for guests. Like, so you never know. Like, I didn't do that shit knowing. I didn't wake up being like, yo, I'm gonna line them up like this. But he was like, yo, if you could help my boy do this and da da da. You know what I mean? Like, and if you come to the office and we chop it for an hour, I can have a better understanding of what you guys' vision is as far as what you're trying to do, and there's always things that we could put in play to help move that shit.
No, absolutely. I'm an energy coach amongst other things that I'm doing. So I always believe that energy flows and like energy attracts like energy.
That you are right.
If you get the right type of energy together in a building, you can make some magic happen. It always
I'm always the magic energy, because anytime I walk into a building, I know I'm gonna make some shit happen. I'm not leaving. What do you mean? Like, I've never once had somebody be like, "Yo, I don't fuck with your energy." You know, like, you can't. Like, I don't want anything from anybody. I don't expect anything out of anybody. I only try to help move things forward. And if there's an opportunity in it for me to gain, not even money. I don't know, money is money. Everyone can make money, but I'm just talking about legacy building things. Like when God tells him a story and he's like, yo, I remember you, that matters more to me than somebody being like, oh, Cash got this person on my podcast. He was the first person that did. That shit matters more to me than getting a check. Cause anybody that hustles makes money. You don't remember shit. You know what I mean? Like you can't. I don't remember what I did with the fucking millions of dollars that I blew through. You know what I'm saying? But I remember people. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I know you made a garbage man very happy.
That's hilarious.
No, we definitely like your vibe and everything.
Yeah, all positivity. You know, the Disney magic.
So what's next for you? I know you've also helped a lot of people
Yeah.
from the area, from the neighborhood. You know, every time somebody speaks in your name, it's always good things. So what do you feel is the next step? What's your greatest goal? What's the end game with everything for you?
Yeah, let's pause on that. What would you say is your greater goal?
That's a good question. I mean, my greater goal is just to make sure that my children, whatever they want to do or pursue, they do it bigger and better than I did. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, helping people is like, that's just what we're supposed to fucking do on this earth. Like, regardless of what people believe, like, I'm not like an inward bound person. Like, I don't believe that it's like, oh, you got to get it how you can, or just you and your family. I believe you give to everybody and it comes back in some way, shape, or form. So I'm always going to help, you know, recording artists, people that are looking to get into the industry as a whole. Like, I'll help them because, you know, knowledge is free, right? So like, but my personal greater goal, I gotta see my children flourish. I just want to stay alive long enough to see my children flourish, because anything I do is going to be money. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good. I know I got the formula. I just want to make sure that I put them on the path to success, and then that's how I build my own legacy. You know, kind of like what Kobe was trying to do with his kids. Like, I felt him 100 miles an hour. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I think we every single day, and I think it starts as soon as they're born. Even though a lot of people think babies don't really know anything yet, I disagree. I think we're planting the seed as soon as they come into this world. I think a big point of our mission is also to keep the magic alive.
Oh, 100 miles an hour.
Because it's like they come here and they know their self-worth. You know what I mean? They're not judgmental. They know that all they want to do is create every single day. I think it's for us. So,
you know what happens?
Keep that.
Like, when you're young, right? Like, you know, you got that sparkle in your eye. It's like that it's like anything is possible mentality, and then
it's like that.
Exactly.
What Disney is really about.
No, because it keeps it alive. But what happens is, as you grow up, right, you get cut from the fucking basketball team, or this guy breaks your heart, or you get fired from your job.
This teacher tells you, "Oh, you're no good at this, and you're never going to be nothing, and you're going to need special education." You know, like,
every time that happens,
tell somebody that
a little bit of the light dims, right? Like, every time. So think about it: when you fucking 30 years old, like, you become bitter, like, fuck this world, and then your kids are getting that version of the world, right? Like the guy coming home from work every day miserable because he hates his job and he eats the same fucking tuna fish sandwich every day at lunch, and right, like, so when his kids say,
argues with Jeffrey from work,
I want to be the next Beyonce. He's like, you're not gonna be fucking Beyonce. You're gonna work. You know, you're gonna be just like your mama. She work. You're gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have parents being like, fuck that.
Right. You need to get these dreams out of your head. You're a daydreamer.
But me, I mean, fuck that. Like, I work with Disney. Like, my daughter is going to be a Disney star. That's what she wants to do. You're gonna be a fucking Disney star. Like, okay, let's do it then. And I'm gonna help her do it, because
that's great. Yeah.
I was gonna ask, what have you done so far to kind of involve your kids and what?
Oh, listen,
I'm sure there's like a whole
take her. So when I go on these business trips that Disney pays for to events and all that, I take her everywhere. All the celebrities, her favorite celebrities, I introduce her to. I just want her to know, like, that shit is like possible. Hell yeah.
Or reachable.
What's her favorite character?
She loves every Disney movie, but there's a kid named JoJo Siwa. I don't know if y'all ever heard of her. So she's infatuated with fucking JoJo Siwa, and it just so happened that we did her song DREAM. We wrote the song, and so I'm like, you linking up with my daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you just gained some brownie points for the rest of your life.
Everything that I do on the younger, like on the kiddie shit that she's with, she getting a piece of that. You know what I mean? Just because of the world. So I'm like, this is, all it cost me is an extra plane ticket to bring her to some shit. 90% of the time Disney will pay for it. Like the cost, because they're family oriented company. So yeah.
That's dope.
That's dope.
Great.
Definitely dope that you've landed yourself in that position where you could involve your family. Like, that's our biggest thing too. Like with our daughter, like I think my daughter's been out of the country
and ain't
more
that
times than a lot of
but
people.
isn't that the
I mean?
thing ever though, that that like you, however you make it happen, that it's your decision. Like you could be like, you know what, I'm just not gonna do it unless I'm gonna incorporate my family. Most people don't have that luxury in life, right? Because like they got to go to work. You don't get that. So like people like you, that when you bust in your own plays, that's the freedom that you get. That's why I could never work a regular job and be good at it, because I just don't fall well into like the structure of infrastructure of an environment. Doesn't suit me well. I'd be like all over the place.
Yeah, I think it's also about being in an environment where someone is trying to control you. You know what I mean? Someone is trying to
every
like,
job,
put
every
you in a box.
job that has
Exactly.
a boss or a manager. You know what I mean? Like that's why I can't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I could never call me somebody's boss, and I could never call somebody else my fucking boss. Like what do you mean? I got two bosses. I had two bosses in my whole fucking life, and that was God and my mother. You're like, my mom was really like, even like, because we grew up in the hood. Like I was never scared of a single soul in my entire life besides God and my mom. I fear my mom more than I fear anybody else in life.
You were like guy right here, like you about to get locked up or something. And you're like, just put me in jail, man. Just don't call my mom.
Super fact. Listen, I remember, I got locked up for some, I forgot what it was. It was some dumb shit too. It was like it was like 2013, the night of that blackout in the summer. Remember that shit? So I was I mean, bro, I had something.
I remember that.
I probably drank two liters of Henny by myself. I was so smacked that night. Long story short, yeah, I got locked. I get locked up. All right, I get locked up, and I do know why I went to jail, but I ain't gonna say it because it's. But I got locked up, and I swear, like I was fucked up in the game, and they like, do you want to call somebody for bail? And my brother was out of town, and my girl at the time, my girlfriend was a bum bitch. She ain't had no money, so I knew like my mom would have did it, but I just couldn't. I couldn't muster up the energy to dial those numbers.
I feel you,
because she would have been on my fucking ass. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit my ass in the county. I was like, I got a court date in 8 days. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for real. My mom was just, I didn't want to disappoint her because she didn't think I could do any wrong. So.
I hear you on that 100%. Man. Definitely.
That's it, man. How's y'all situation going with the podcast and growing out your business? How are you finding it?
Well, the podcast and everything, something we started putting together. So I'm gonna put a lot of energy behind that. I like the family oriented energy that comes with it. We've been doing a lot of things with my daughter, incorporating her. We sitting trying to rebrand and come up with a new strategy as far as the clothing brand.
We had a vision for Greater Goals Lifestyle before the baby came along. We were already out and about. We were doing a lot of, interviews in the music industry and the fashion industry. And then I got pregnant, and then it was like, okay, it's not cute anymore to be going to the club 4 o'clock in the morning when you're
I feel that.
pregnant. You know what I mean? So it was just kind of like a time of enjoying the experience of what was happening and really taking it in, and also like figuring out what is Greater Goals gonna be when our little greater goal is arriving, right? So and now it just, you know, it was a lot of troubleshooting. And in the beginning, you're like, oh my God, how are we going to pull this off for the kid and so on and so forth. And now it's like, I was like, you know what? I think we should just be raw with it and be honest with it. When I talk about it, I'm like, I'm a mom. You know what I mean? My kid probably just like pooped her diapers and it's coming out somewhere, and I'm in the middle of trying to do a podcast or whatever. But that's life.
Life.
That's what really happens.
That is life.
You know,
and that's what people expect. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody expects, especially now. Nobody likes scripted shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't. Hell yeah.
Exactly.
But
like times have changed.
Once all this dies down, man, I would love for you guys to come to New York, stop by my office, and just kind of just break down your steps, what the goals is, and how you plan on reaching them, and if there's timelines involved, and if there's anything I can aid in, man, there's nothing like I'll help. I always feel like in this world, like in this, what you guys do, like I know so many people, like not even on no like, yo, I'm the plug, like not like that, but like I know so many people that like have done things like this in the past and that have grown their shit out, that like if I could help you guys just to get on that path to a quicker trajectory, like I'm all the way with it. You know what I mean?
We really appreciate that.
Definitely
we would love to come by, and I'll make sure it happens.
Get wrapped up in some shit, like But you never know. Like you may be procrastinating on something that could be life altering. You know what I'm saying? So
life changing. Yeah, I think that's what I've been getting the feeling about. So that's why I've been doubling down on everything, and we'll definitely put it together. I've been meaning to come out there. I still got a few things.
Of course,
I want to bring to you as well.
To all creative suggestions and shit like that. Like one thing I don't ever do now is I don't turn down, or I don't like cancel meetings, even if it's with like, I don't want to call them smaller people, but like like 100, every rapper on Long Island hits my DM and asks me to meet with them, right? And like I can't meet with every single person because I got real life shit that I got to handle, but I always try to like find like a diamond in the rough and be like, all right, I'll give them my time, because I'm like, I was a motherfucker asking for the same opportunities. You know what I mean? And like, I wouldn't have been able to do any of this shit if it wasn't for like somebody taking the opportunity to meet me. You know what I'm saying? So I try to meet and bump into as many people as I can, like try to be humble, but at the same time, they got to realize like what I do is a real life job and I don't have the same time. Like, so it's not me flexing on them being like, oh, he think he's too big or busy. No, if I say I can't link, it's because I'm fucking busy. You know what I mean? Like for real. Like now I'm finally in a world where like my days are constricted because like I don't have that same time. Like now I do, because I sit home and lie and tell people I'm on Zoom meetings so I can sleep. But yeah, I'm like, yo, I got this Zoom meeting. I ain't got no fucking meeting. I gotta watch my kid.
So let me ask you. So through this quarantine, what's been your go-to? What you guys been doing as a family? What's how you've been
crazy.
getting through everything that's going on?
I'm not a jailbird. Like I never did any hard time. I never did like a sentence. But like I'm a very like regimented person. I need to wake up and I need to know what I'm doing. Like by the time, or I'll just sit around and watch. So in the morning, I make sure that I work out.
You just sounded like me. You just said exactly what I told her the other day.
I need to know what the fuck is shaking. Or if I don't, I'm not going to do nothing. So, my kids wake up early. So like, I got my daughter super lit on this Nintendo Switch game called Animal Crossing. So we check the island every morning. Then I work out. About 10 a.m. I answer all my emails, schedule all my meetings or whatever, and then I think I'm done by like 4 or 5 o'clock. We have dinner, And then me and my wife, we just started The Walking Dead because we need some marathon shit to watch, some shit to binge on, right? Like, and that's basically been it. But I've been doing a lot of deals. I've been doing a lot of deals since I've been home, like big major deals. Like one of my artists, we just did a huge 6-figure deal with Savage Fenty, which is Rihanna's lingerie brand. I can't wait to. Oh yeah, so I'm a big fan. Obviously it's super confidential, but I won't say any names, but we just.
Do you need us to like? Get
the deal went through. It's just that we didn't announce it yet. But so people don't know. It's like it's hard to create income.
You didn't just do like the Dr. Dre,
what's that?
Right?
No, yeah, announce it before it was done. No, we definitely not doing that. But so it's hard in this time during the quarantine to like get deals done because everyone's so hesitant about spending money. So everyone's in this world like nobody's purchasing clothes. Like who the fuck is buying sneakers right now? Like I've been wearing the same sneakers since this shit started because like who the fuck am I dressing up for? So like. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? So any opportunity to finalize a deal during this time, I feel like I'm a legend because like I got a lot of money out of a brand that they're not making that money anytime soon. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm over here like I'm that.
I feel the same. I feel the same way. I'm actually one of my things that I do. I'm also a real estate agent, and that was one of the things everybody was talking about. No deals, and I actually just submitted an offer. And I was like, not for nothing. I gotta pat myself on the shoulder.
You gotta get. You got to get her a bottle of wine, my guy, or something. I got to celebrate. No, honestly, you should pat yourself on the back because it's so hard to conduct business during this time. Like nobody even want to talk about some shit that involves exchanging of finances because like everyone's so unsure. Like the future is so unsure. So it's like.
Yeah, I think it's sort of I think it's two sides to the story because I feel like yes, there is a lot of like skepticism. There's a lot of fear and panic happening, but I also think there's a lot of great opportunity happening
for you guys, right especially. Listen,
it's really like
people are in need right now of content more than ever, and of course.
Totally. And connection. I think connection is big because nobody has the opportunity to go anywhere and connect with people. So all the connection is happening right here on a Zoom meet or Facebook Live and people or Instagram Live or
even
YouTube,
after this, people are going to realize, well, hopefully people realize that like this is not in vain, right? Like being able to sit home with your family and get that time there's a purpose behind all of this. So it's like.
Exactly. I agree. I'm personally entirely grateful. I'm not grateful for what brought this about or all the stuff that came with it, but I'm grateful because, like, I don't
of course, and it also
spend all this time with my family, and I got to sleep a little more, and I got to clean
it's
my
the
house
best time ever.
You know what I mean?
Married, like women that are home, like with their husbands, and like now these side chicks are dried out, right? Like, cause like you home, you got to be with your wife. No, it's the truth. So it's like it's like these these bum bitches that be breaking up happy homes and shit like that. Now they forced to be what they are, and these married men and all these guys are really, even women too, are realizing like, damn, I love my family. I love my boy hit me up like, yo.
Yeah, I think people just got a better understanding of what
matters.
What's real in life, what really matters, what's there at the end of the day. When all the money, all the fame, the right now I'm sitting here. I just took off all my nails, just cut them off.
I know.
When all that stuff is gone that we present every single day,
it doesn't matter
if it's like
right. That's
what
I'm saying.
It
like,
really isn't, right?
I haven't changed. I've been wearing the same sweatsuit since. Like none of that shit matters, right? Like everything that we thought mattered. Like even think about celebrities. Like they don't even fucking matter right now. Nobody because they doing the same shit we're doing. Like Rihanna can't leave her fucking house. Just like us, she gotta resort to doing shit just like how we do it. She's dealing with the same exact. There's no privilege in that world, no matter how big your house is. privilege to do anything different than every other citizen. I love it. I actually, and I'm happy because superstars, like, nobody matters. It's only humans that matter right now. So it's like, it's the best time in the world that, like, there's no like hierarchy, because in 2 months, the people that forget about this are gonna go back to the same ignorant shit, and the ones that locked in they're gonna change. They're gonna alter their lives for the better forever. So,
definitely, everything that you're doing now counts.
We have our little 2-year-old co-host that wants.
What's your daughter's name?
Say hello,
Wilhelmina. Hi, Wilhelmina.
Say hi.
Oh no! Don't go. We just
getting
started. Wilhelmina. That sounds like a street name in L.A. I like that. But bust a flat on Wilhelmina.
My grandma's name.
That's crazy. You know, guy. I named my daughter Bible. I like names that people be like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
Yeah.
Bible Rose.
It's Bible Rose, right?
Oh, that's cool.
I'll tell you the story. Not now, not on the record, but I'll tell you the story on how she got her name. It's crazy. But listen,
okay.
I'm gonna get shaken. I gotta make a target run. But thank y'all for chopping it with me, man.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for giving us this time. And hopefully,
100 miles
we'll
an hour,
definitely
bro.
get up soon as this is all
as soon as
over
all this is done. I'll take you and your wife out to a nice lunch, and we'll chop it in the city. All right, my God.
All right, definitely appreciate it. Great having you.
Greater goals. I actually really like that term. Purpose.
Appreciate it.
We say
hashtag reach for greater
reach
goals.
For greater
well,
goals.
Shit. Anything you guys need, man, just reach out to me, and you already know.
Same here. If you need something from us, we got you.
It might take me 2 years to let y'all know. I might wait till y'all shit is all the way leveled up, and then I'll come and ask you for some shit.
Listen, if you need a new house, I got you. If you need a coach, I got you.
Hold up, and I'm gonna ask you for some.
A guy got you.
Don't worry.
I don't know, like 10 million things.
That's how you do it.
Anything media related.
Patient. You don't ask for the favor until after the level up is already completed, and then I'll come to you very humbly, like you said on your show that you got me.
Remember that day when I gave y'all that interview.